Hey folks, Astro Diver number 1. Today I'm doing a 50-hour service on a RK37 tractor. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm not going to make you wait until the middle to find out what you need, so we're going to start with what you need and the capacities right now. Okay, so for the capacities, for the front axle, 2.16 gallons SAE 90, and there's 3 drain plugs on it. The center one is a 14 millimeter and the 2 side ones, the lower ones, are 13 millimeter. For the engine oil, 0.85 gallons, 1040 with 1540. Oil filter part numbers, and that's a 14 millimeter drain. And then if you're a wimp, you can use channel locks to get the filter off. So the trans hydraulic oil, 9 1/4 gallons. The drain plug is a 22 millimeter, and because this tractor uses that stupid sight glass in the back that I can never tell if it's full or empty, I've got some dye. Hopefully that'll be enough. And I went ahead and bought a decent oil transfer pump. Try to make my life a little easier. Also, for the hydraulic filter, part number by the way, the hydraulic filter you're going to want a cup wrench for, most likely, because getting pliers on it or a strap style wrench is going to be difficult because it's right back there, and then you got those bars and rods underneath it, so that might be a little tricky. So we're going to start with the oil change first. I have a feeling I may have to move the tractor to access or get easier access on the front axle drain plugs. So I'm going to change oil first so I can move it if I need to. Just going to check the oil level while I'm here. I've checked it several times. The first 50 hours. And yeah, you can see it's full and it looks clean. It's got 56 hours on it now. You guys all know how that works. Yeah, the oil looks really good. Let me go crack the oil filler cap. Yeah, it drains a lot faster with the oil filler cap cracked open. The drain plug has a crush gasket, so we'll be reusing that. And I'm waiting for every single drop of that oil to come out of there. What'd you do with your wrench? The oil filter loosened up pretty easily with the pliers. This goes. It goes down. That's good. Yeah, the filter's right up against hoses. Strange. Don't forget to put a clean sheen of clean oil on the filter. then this will just put on hand tight. Clean around the oil fill. I did pressure wash the tractor inside and out just before this video. Try to keep the mud off. Oh, pretty gears. Now I gotta find a funnel. 3.2 liters, which is just about 3.5 quarts. I don't know if that's 3.5 quarts with or without the filter, but what we'll do is we'll get it to the full line, then run it and check it. That's 3.5 quarts. And I always put fresh oil on the gasket for the oil fill also. Yeah, it's showing full, so we'll leave it at that, and then after we run it a minute or two, we'll recheck and refill if needed. 1 down, 3 to go. Alright, I pulled the tractor out, as you can see, just so I could get to the front axle easier with the bucket out of the way, and my wife had to charge a car anyhow. So here you've got the 114 millimeter in the center, and you've got those two 13 millimeters down low, and there's also those little yellow vents up there. I believe those are also 13 millimeter. Hopefully I can get to those without taking off the tire, or I can just wait a really long time for everything to drip down. Alright, now these are like square nuts, so you can't use a socket on them. You got to use the open end of the wrench, or a spanner as they call it overseas. And man, they are on tight. There's Teflon tape on them, so I'll be using Teflon tape when I put the drain plug back in. 2.2 gallons, I believe. Yeah, so the bottom vents, 13's a little loose actually, so maybe it's a 1/2 inch, but yeah, it came off pretty easy. How about you, top vent? I really don't want to have to take the wheels off of this. And that one came off too. Well, it doesn't seem to have a problem draining. Don't forget, you're going to have to add some Teflon tape to these threads also before you put them back in. Drained well. Let's go to the other side. Wash it first. Air getting sucked in from other parts of the axle, so I think we'll be fine without that vent. I can tell you we definitely got 2.2 gallons out of it. Alright, so I got all 3 of those drain plugs in, and I'm going to leave that top vent plug out for now. I was just thinking that the top vent plug is probably used more for filling the fluids. If you're doing this on a 30-degree day, that 90 weight gear oil will be like molasses, so you'd want to get that air out. I happen to live in Florida. Today's March 17th and it's 88 degrees out today, so I won't have that issue. Left the upper vent plug out for about 10 minutes, let air out, and I left the oil fill check level cap loose for about 5 minutes, just letting the air out. So what I'll do is run it, operate it a little bit, and then top off as necessary. Loosened up the oil filter first just to make sure I could get it off. I had to go out and buy a real wrench for it. So onto this 22 millimeter. Oh, and that's on tight too. Koreans are a strong bunch. Now remember, this holds almost 10 gallons, so I have a few buckets ready. There's a magnet on this. Got a little bit of muck on it, but nothing too bad. I don't feel any steel chunks. Okay, keep an eye on this bucket here. Okay. Uh-oh. And I got a third bucket. Well, this might get a little messy. Right on the camera.
Well folks, as you can see, the hydraulic oil got all over my little Canon Elf camera that I've had for 10 years, and it killed it. So I'm going to have to end the video here because I'm not going to use my $1,000 camera that I'm staring at right now. I don't want to risk it. So any questions, comments, please leave them below. Sorry I got most of it on film for you. Alright, take care.